If you've been wanting to figure out how to make delicious smoked chicken in an Alabama white sauce, this video is for you. Hey guys, I am Steve, the Cookout Coach, here to help you take your barbecue to the next level, no matter what you need. Today what we're going to be talking about is a barbecue staple, whole spatchcock chicken, smoked and with an Alabama white sauce. For those of you that aren't familiar, this dish is kind of made famous by a little restaurant called Big Bob Gibson's down in Decatur, Alabama. It's going to take the classic savoriness of delicious smoked chicken and add a different twist on it, where instead of using a regular tomato-based barbecue sauce, that super sweet barbecue sauce, this is actually going to be a mayonnaise and vinegar-based barbecue sauce that's just going to accent that poultry. To me, it really reminds me of a really good smoked chicken sandwich. And in fact, that's actually what I usually do with these birds after we serve them. We're going to do today's cook on our Char-Griller Gravity 980 and continue to explore just exactly what this cooker can do. Today's recipe is going to be super simple and super delicious, so let's just go ahead and get into it. To start off with, we're going to give our Gravity 980 plenty of time to heat up. So we're going to go ahead and load it up with some lump charcoal today, and we're going to try a different way of smoking. So today I want to go ahead and load up with lump charcoal to just about above where those fire bricks are. Then we're going to take one large stick of cherry wood and I'm going to place it on top of the lump coal. What this is going to do is it's going to get this wood to burn at a little quicker rate than it would if it was in the ash pan. I'm still getting used to this cooker, so I'm trying different ways to get smoke flavor in there. We're actually going to do a video coming up on this very soon where we A/B compare how to get smoke out of your Gravity 980. But this is the way we're going with it today, and so once we get that cherry stick in there, we're going to cover it up with a little bit more lump charcoal. Fire up the Gravity just the way the instructions say. We're going to set our temperature controller for 350 degrees so we can get some great skin on this chicken. While our Gravity is coming up to temperature and evening out, we're going to prepare our chicken. All this is a standard whole chicken I bought from my local grocery store. This one was sitting in a 2% brine solution, so it's going to help with some moisture retention. So spatchcocking is super simple. All we're going to do is take our poultry shears and cut down either side of the backbone to remove it. We're going to take a sharp knife and make an incision on the back side of the breast. We'll flip the bird over and put a motion on it, sort of like you were giving this bird CPR, just to flatten that breast out. And that's really all there is to spatchcocking. This is going to let us, though, get seasoning on the back side of the breast and the thighs. It's also going to cook a lot more evenly because of it. And I personally think the final product looks better on a spatchcocked bird as opposed to one that we leave the backbone in on. Now today we're going to be hitting this bird up with just one rub, and that is Cosmos Q SPG. I want this chicken to be super savory. Salt, pepper, and garlic. That's all we're putting on it. We're giving it a nice coating because this is a very coarse rub. It's going to look beautiful, give us a nice, thick, coarse crust on it. This is going to be perfect. There's nothing left to do now but put this bird on our Gravity 980. I'm not kidding when I say this is a super simple cook. Literally all we're doing now is putting a probe in the breast and waiting for it to hit 165 degrees. To me, this is a perfect after you get home from work meal when you need to make dinner. This bird for me today is probably going to take somewhere between an hour and 2 hours depending on the size of your bird. The prep time only takes about 10 minutes. And I like to give the cooker at least a half an hour to come up to temperature. So by the time I get home, if I spatchcock this bird, season it, I've already got the grill lit, I can be eating by the time everything is wound down from getting home after a long day's work. Speaking of, at the hour-and-a-half mark, our chicken is hitting 165 in the breast, our thigh is hitting about 180, which is what I'm looking for, and this bird is done. Now here's the extra special part. You can eat this bird just like this if you want to, but what I did was took some of the rusted Mustang mustard vinegar sauce that we had from our last cooking episode. I discovered a few weeks ago that if you take that sauce and add about a 60-40 split of mayo to rusted Mustang, you get almost a perfect white sauce. Now there are a million white sauce recipes out there, and some of them add things like horseradish or some sort of chili to it. This isn't gonna have that heat but it gets you 99% of the way there. It is perfect for this application, or I use it to dip anything into the house really. Now if you want to try it, what I'd recommend is start 50-50 rusted Mustang to mayo and check the consistency. For me, I like a little bit of a thicker white sauce, so that's why I go 60-40 mayo to rusted Mustang. If you want it a little thinner, go more with a rusted Mustang. But this white sauce is awesome, and we're just gonna go right over the top of this chicken with it. This looks so good, and I almost don't even want to break it down to do a taste test, but for this taste test, we're gonna go ahead and take this leg off. And as I do that, you can see from cooking at that high temperature, rendering all the fat from underneath this skin, this is the juiciest chicken I've ever cooked probably. Nothing left to do now but try this leg and see what we've got. Here we go, the taste test. But before we do, man, that SPG put a great crust on this chicken. You just saw how juicy this thing was. And we went back to the board for a little extra dip in that white sauce we made for the rusted Mustang. Let's give this a shot. That is perfect smoked chicken. Juicy, tender, great hits of the savory notes from the SPG on the outside. The white sauce, man, if you've never had white sauce before, it just goes so good with poultry. I use it for everything though. I even dip my chicken nuggets in it whenever we're making chicken nuggets for the kids. It'll go on pork. Man, give that sauce a try. It's super simple. Give this chicken a try. It's even easier. This is an amazing meal. Just get it on the cooker an hour and a half before dinner time, and come dinner time, everyone is gonna be super pleased with this thing. So give it a shot and let me know how it goes. But if you're not in the mood for chicken, you wanna do a pork butt instead, hey, meet me over here. Let's cook a pork butt on this Gravity.